Why does a god of the modern sky, a titan of alloy and code, fall from its throne? The Ghost plays its last defensive card, a classic maneuver from the old scriptures. A final desperate plea to the laws of physics. It needs no smart missile, only a stream of raw, unthinking metal, guided by pure tactical wisdom. This is the story of that lesson. Welcome to the gospel of energy fighting. It is born from the forges of the future, a testament to absolute technological superiority. In its mind, the sky is not a battlefield. It is a kingdom, and it is the only rightful heir. A lone deity on its digital Olympus, awaiting a challenge it believes will never come. But the old laws are patient, and a test is about to appear on the edge of its perception. Not a rival titan, but a ghost from a forgotten age, a whisper of steel and smoke. The titan engages with the confidence of a predator that has never known true hunger. The first mistake. The ghost refuses to play by the rules of speed, and the hunter becomes the hunted. It accepts a challenge written in the language of its enemy, a fight it was never designed to win. This is the sight of a king burning his own crown for a single desperate turn. It sacrifices its sword, the raw, overwhelming power of its speed. Then it sacrifices its shield, the untouchable advantage of its altitude. The machine declares its own bankruptcy, high above the world that created it. The Ghost refuses to play on a 2D board. It rewrites the rules in 3 dimensions. It trades momentum for the ultimate power, a position from which it can deliver judgment. The Titan is now blind and slow, a giant trapped in a fight it no longer understands. From the apex of its power, the Ghost descends not as a fighter, but as a conclusion. The checkmate is now visible. The final move in a game the Titan didn't even know it was playing. The perfect trap, built not from steel, but from the simple, brutal laws of physics. It needs no smart missile, only a stream of raw, unthinking metal, guided by pure tactical wisdom. The Titan's perfect skin is torn open, revealing the vulnerability beneath the myth. The simulation fails. The first lesson is written in fire. The victor does not celebrate. It has simply proven a timeless truth. The fall is not an end, it is a disassembly. And from the ashes of that failure, wisdom must be born. The system logs the error. The lesson is about to begin. To understand the fall, we must first strip away the metal and look at the machine's soul. This is the first transaction, selling height, the silver in the bank, for speed, the cash in your hand. And this is the second, investing that speed back into altitude, storing power for a later decision. A horizontal turn is a siren's call, a sweet, tempting path to energy bankruptcy. This is where the amateur gets trapped, in a pointless, spiraling race to the bottom. But the master refuses the flat plane. They use the third dimension to break the circle. This is the right of Apex, trading the visible speed for the invisible positional advantage. Then, transforming that advantage back into an unstoppable wave of kinetic force. But what if you are behind? What if your opponent is pulling away? You perform the rite of the cut, borrowing from the Earth itself to shorten the path. It is a desperate chase transformed into a calculated opportunity. And when death dives on you from above, you do not run sideways. You perform the rite of inversion. You embrace the void and make it your escape. Trading height for life and turning the hunter into the hunted in a single fluid motion. So is the turn fight always a trap? No, it is a tool, and a master knows when to use it. The rite of constriction is used only when your turning circle is a weapon, tightening with every rotation. Every aircraft has its own energy fingerprint, a sacred map of its strengths and weaknesses. To know your own map is power. To know your enemy's map is invincibility. When you cannot win on the horizontal plane, you take the fight to the vertical, the rite of the ladder. This is a waltz with gravity, a duel of thrust and momentum. Every decision has a price. An overly aggressive turn is a crack in your armor of energy. The master pilot does not just see the enemy, they feel the heartbeat of their own machine. These are not individual moves. They are a vocabulary, a language to write epics in the sky. The knowledge is forged. The lesson is learned. The Titan is ready to be reborn. The same stage, the same actors, but this time the script has been rewritten. The Ghost offers the same bait, the same invitation to a dance of destruction. But the Titan no longer takes the bait. It has read this page before. The fight is now on a different axis, a race to the heavens. The Titan uses its modern strength not to attack, but to secure the high ground of this new chessboard. The battle becomes a vertical spiral, a struggle for the potential energy that means victory. It uses its power advantage to dictate the terms of the fight. The Ghost, realizing it's losing the climb, tries to change the arena once more. It is an invitation back to the old mistake, a test of memory. It chooses to be the patient hawk, not the chasing wolf. It lets gravity become its ally. Patience is now its primary weapon. Time erodes the enemy's energy. The Ghost is now forced to fight against the very law it once used as a weapon, gravity. The energy disparity becomes a chasm. One is a wise investor, the other is a desperate gambler. A final desperate maneuver to break the tactical web that is closing in. But the Titan no longer reacts to the present. It anticipates the future. The final gambit is countered. The trap is now set by the one who was once the prey. The difference between a killer and a master, the master knows when not to shoot. The Ghost is forced to burn its last reserves, buying mere seconds of existence. This is no longer a chase. It is a controlled escort to an inevitable conclusion. This is no longer a fight. It is a dialogue written in vapor trails, a conversation about physics. The sky itself has become the board for their lethal game. The Ghost plays its last defensive card, a classic maneuver from the old scriptures. But the Titan counters complexity with elegant simplicity, refusing to waste a single joule of energy. The machine is failing its master. Time and energy are running out. When the sky offers no sanctuary, it seeks refuge in the arms of the earth. Why fight in the shadows of the canyon when you can own the mountain itself? The canyon is not a shield. It is a cage of its own making. Every path taken only leads back to the same unavoidable fate. No energy, no speed, no altitude, and now no hope. The dance is over. The final note is about to be played. Positional dominance achieved. The verdict is now a formality. The Ghost's machine can no longer answer its master's commands. The command is given, not with passion, but with the cold logic of a proven theorem. The messenger of the end is sent, a being of pure purpose and infrared sight. Fate cannot be deceived by fire and magic. A final desperate plea to the laws of physics. But the cold logic of the seeker is absolute. The challenger has served its purpose, returning to the past after teaching the future. Victory is not a celebration. It is an understanding. The Titan is reborn, not in strength, but in wisdom. It has learned the strongest weapon is not the one you fire, but the knowledge of the arena in which you fight. Because the ultimate technology is not what lets you fly the fastest, but what lets you understand the sky itself. Lesson complete. Energy is the soul of the machine. But what happens when the enemy is not a dancer you can see, but the very ground beneath you? Find out next time